for feeding and taking care of them. This is a Mandrill Monkey they just brought in here. They placed her on top of a warming blanket since she is under general anesthesia. They wanted to make sure her circulation and heart rate are good, so they have her there, keeping her nice and warm. Now you'll see everyone in the room are wearing gloves and masks. That's because since all the beings in that room right now are primates, we are susceptible to transmitting diseases to each other. Now, since all our animals do get their annual exams every year, we know she's doing healthy, so the primary focus here is just making sure that they don't unknowingly pass something on to her. Again, for those of you just joining us, the animal in here is a Mandrill Monkey. Think Rafiki. That's exactly what he is. They are the most colorful monkeys, having those bright red and blue colors on their faces and on their rear ends. The females will probably get to weigh on average 50 to 100 pounds, while males are significantly larger, closer to maybe 200 pounds or so.
Can you see Matt? No, I get it. Okay. Thank you.
If there's any youngins viewing what's going on in here, you can come up close to the glass. You can have a seat on the carpeting, while everyone taller, you can see behind them, okay? Just make sure you don't touch the glass in case they might be able to feel any vibrations going on that could disrupt the procedure.
She's feeling for the there's a meter.
Of that after they finish with the exam. They did x-rays over to your left in that radiograph room, and right here they're commencing with the regular exam. Just like our doctors check on us every year, they're checking her eyes, ears, nose, and throat, checking her body for any lumps. They're also going to be administering vaccines that she's due for, as well as taking blood sample. Now the people that you see in here, there's several. The one that just came in, along with the lady in the green, and all the people in the blues.
See her mouth? She's got a tube in her mouth. See the breathing tube? She'll have good luck with that blood.
I think it'd be pretty easy to get. They're probably pretty big things.
She went.
Receiving facility wants us to check for it in addition to any standard kind of annual exam. So before she was actually brought into here, she was over to the room in the window to your left, the x-ray room, making sure all the organs and bone structures are doing okay and they're healthy. Now she's in here. They just checked her reflexes. They also checking the eyes, ears, nose, throat, everything. Our doctor would check on it for us when we go to see them. They're going to be giving her vaccinations that are due and taking a blood draw to make sure. Looks like they got a couple of really good vials.
Can you hear me out there?
Yes, we can.
Sorry, it's all this new technology. My name's Debbie. I'm one of the primate keepers here at Disney's Animal Kingdom, and this is a female, about 14 years old. And she is here. Did you tell her for? I'm sorry, I wasn't listening to you. So she is here for what we call pre-ship examination. Julie has been part. Oh, I should use her name. Sorry. This female has been part of our collection for quite a few years. And she's been tapped to go off to the Rolling Hills Zoo and to hopefully breed in the future with a male that's there. So anytime we move animals, we really have captivity nowadays that aren't born in captivity. We've gotten pretty good with almost all species at breeding in captivity. We've learned over the years what are the best, like social settings is really the #1 key to being able to breed animals in captivity. If an animal is a social animal, they should be in a that you'll have more than one baby up there.
They're going to take it out now.
What are they doing?
What he's doing now is starting to, I think, remove. Oh, just make sure she's doing fine. We're about to, what we will do after we take her off the gas here, which is I think what they've done, is we will be putting her in a crate, and then we'll let her recover in the crate until she's got full control of her head and her body, and we'll take her back to the building where she's housed now, and then eventually when we think she's totally in control of her body, we will let her out of the crate and reunite with the other animals that she's been with.
Any other questions?
Anything
We
else?
just come here. What did they do to them?
Oh, this is a
Coming today.
Yeah.
Oh, did you have another?
no, I can answer.
Okay, thanks everyone.
Thank you.
Thank you. This is a Mandrill Monkey. She's in for a pre-shipment examinations, so she's getting ready to be sent to another zoo for a breeding program, Rolling Hills in Kansas. And they're just making sure she's healthy before they ship her off.
Oh, okay.
That's all.
Okay.
All the animals here have to see the doctor once a year, anyway, just like we have to.
A minimum of 30 days, and during that quarantine they will also get another physical exam called the quarantine exam. Now again, the whole purpose of that is the redundancy to assure that when we exchange animals between zoos, whether it be between here in San Diego or Lincoln Park in Chicago or Philadelphia or Bronx or Phoenix, that we're not transferring disease and parasites between those collections. Now, if you live in any of the areas that I mentioned, you're probably familiar with all those zoos. Those zoos are members of the Association of Zoos and Aquariums, and this is coming back around to the breeding that we were being asked about. Within the AZA, there are roughly 200 zoological facilities, and they are accredited on a 5-year schedule to assure that they're maintaining their level of animal care, that they are maintaining conservation and science programs and education programs with the public. But also, because of the zoos being part of one organization, they all work together on their breeding programs. The reasoning is, obviously, no one facility could have a large enough population to keep their population demographically and genetically diverse. So through a plan known as the Species Survival Plan, you have Species Survival Plan coordinators or chairmen and vice chairmen, and then a board of individuals that actually maintain a complete stud book of all the animals that have been bred in these zoological facilities around the country. And they are the ones that actually make the determination as to where and when breeding will occur. So as an example, Nicole did mention that we've bred our gorillas in the past. We had a female gorilla that we acquired roughly 8 months ago. She is currently contracepted, so she does take the pill. And the reason for that is that we have requested to breed her, but we are waiting for the recommendation of the Species Survival Plan chairman prior to breeding. So even though we acquired her with the intent of breeding, until we get that okay from the species chairman, that animal will not be bred. And this way, these facilities can assure that they're not overpopulating collections, that they're not diluting their genetic pool, and also that we're keeping a demographically diverse population as well. Kansas City Zoo. Yeah, I said Kansas. Oh, it says Rolling Hills. Okay, so Rolling Hills. Salina, Kansas. And she's going to be breeding there.